Moving on now. The Trump administration is dialing back a key part of its hardline immigration crackdown in Minnesota. And now, President Trump himself says the country can do better with a softer touch on immigration. But the big question is why? Is the White House climbing down under political pressure? Are the midterm elections, just months away, forcing a course of correction? The White House has confirmed that 700 federal immigration enforcement agents will be withdrawn from Minnesota. Around 2,000 agents will still remain on the ground. The announcement was made by White House Border Chief Tom Homan, who stressed this was a scaling back and not a policy shift.
We have made significant progress under the direction of President Trump, working with state and local officials here in Minnesota, and I expect that to increase in the coming weeks. Given this increase in unprecedented collaboration, and as a result of the need for less law enforcement officers to do this work in a safer environment, I have announced effective immediately we will draw down 700 people effective today. 700 law enforcement personnel.
Now, Minnesota and especially Minneapolis has been at the center of an aggressive immigration push this year. Thousands of armed federal agents were deployed to detain and deport immigrants. The shooting of 2 U.S. citizens by ICE agents last month sparked widespread protests and sharp political backlash. The Trump administration has made one thing clear, that it's still committed to mass deportations. The White House continues to blame undocumented migrants for crime and fraud, claims that critics say are overboard and misleading.
For those who are not a national security threat or public safety risk, you are not exempt from immigration enforcement actions. If you're in the country illegally, you are not off the table. And let me be clear, President Trump fully intends to achieve mass deportations during this administration, and immigration enforcement actions will continue every day throughout this country. President Trump made a promise, and we have not directed otherwise. I heard rumors we have, untrue.
Now, President Trump appears to be shifting his tone. In an interview with NBC News, he said the country may need a softer touch on immigration. But he quickly added that the government still has to be tough.
I learned that maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough on immigration.
Minnesota's Democratic Party leaders have called the limited pullback of ICE a step in the right direction, but they say it still isn't enough. The Democrats want a faster and larger drawdown and independent investigations into killings by ICE agents. With midterm elections just 10 months away, immigration is emerging as a major political fault line. Democrats who struggled in the issue on 2024 are now using the Minnesota crackdown to mobilize their base. Anger over street-level raids and the killings in Minneapolis are translating into campaign fuel. And that political heat is being felt inside the White House. The pressure is especially building around Stephen Miller, Trump's deputy chief of staff and the main architect of his hardline immigration strategy. Miller pushed for arrest quotas and mass street enforcement. According to reports, Miller was absent from a key Oval Office meeting on the crisis back in January. So the drawdown in Minnesota may signal political pressure, not a change of heart. With midterms approaching and public support slipping, the Trump administration appears to be adjusting its tone even as its core immigration agenda remains intact.
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.